Whip. It's interesting to watch the Democrats right now expressing disdain over Joe Biden's performance at the debate. Let's be clear, first of all, the reason so many people are recognizing that Joe Biden did so poorly is because President Trump did so well in the debate. President Trump actually articulated how we can get this country back on track, how we can get back to a place where under President Trump, we had a secure border that we no longer have. We had low interest rates where people, a first-time home buyer, could actually afford to go buy their first home, which we don't have today. You could go to the grocery store and actually buy all the things you needed for your family and still have a little money left over to fill up your car because gasoline was less than $2 a gallon. President Trump knows we can get back to those days, and that's what President Trump talked about. And then the President Biden that so many people saw, frankly, is the same Joe Biden that we've been seeing for the last 3.5 years. The White House has been trying to cover up for a lot of his failures. But everybody up here in this town that's interacted with the president has known for years that this is the Joe Biden that we've all seen. And then the whole American public got to see it on display at the debate. In fact, if you go down the hall right now, the Democrats are literally behind closed doors talking about jettisoning, throwing out the votes of 14 million Democrat primary voters who chose Joe Biden to be their nominee. Think about that. The party that loves lecturing people about democracy is in a smoke-filled room trying to throw out the democratically chosen nominee for president by the Democrat voters. 14 million of them said they want Joe Biden to be their nominee, and Democrats are openly talking about discarding all of those votes and picking somebody else behind closed doors. No wonder when you look at all the Democrats that are abandoning Joe Biden, that he opposes a bill that says illegals can't vote. I guess he's looking for additional votes since he doesn't have his own party's votes anymore. But passing the SAVE Act is important to ensure the integrity of the vote, because every American citizen ought to know that when they vote, their vote is not going to be nullified by someone here illegally voting when they're not supposed to. Why not have a safeguard to ensure that only American citizens vote in America's elections? And so that's what this important bill is going to do that Chip Roy is bringing forward. A lot of work went into this by a lot of people to make sure that this bill achieves that purpose, that we protect the integrity of the vote well in advance of the election that's coming up in November. And I think you're going to see active participation by millions of Americans, maybe record numbers of Americans who are going to be voting in this election because so much is on the line. So much for hardworking families who are struggling under this failed Biden agenda, who cannot afford another 4 years of Joe Biden's America. They know that President Trump can deliver a better America because he's already done it, and he's ready to do it again. And we're going to also, by the way, protect the integrity of women's sports. We're bringing Mary Miller's CRA that reverses a Biden-era regulation that eviscerates Title IX. President Biden wants to get rid of women's sports, getting rid of women's locker rooms. And so we're going to have an opportunity for everybody to go on record and say, do they protect and stand up for women's sports? We're bringing that bill this week as well as some other bills, too. So we're going to continue doing our work here in the House while Democrats are in disarray trying to figure out how to undermine their own democratically elected nominee for president. We are united behind Donald Trump. We're proud to be going to Milwaukee next week to help not only formally nominate, but set the stage to elect Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States. And now our speaker, Mike Johnson.